You're about to hear a secret that isn't unfamiliar. It's been right in front of you all along, but only those who are truly ready can recognize it. Just one sentence, only a few words, yet its power can keep you from ever looking at money the same way again. Pause and take a deep breath, because this is not entertainment, nor is it a cheap magic trick. This is a doorway, and once you step through, you will never go back to your old life. You've heard people say that wealth comes from effort, from working more, working harder, waiting longer, or pleasing the right person. But deep down, you know something is off. You see people who toil all day, all year, and still live in struggle. Then you see others who seem to expend so little effort, yet live in abundance, even excess. Why such a paradox? The answer is not out there. It never was, in back-breaking work, in relationships that require flattery, or in years of waiting. The real answer lies within. And Neville Goddard, a man who devoted his life to decoding the creative power of imagination, left us a key, a single sentence. So simple you could overlook it, but if spoken from the right state of consciousness, it can instantly bring about wealth and transform your entire lived experience. Right now, your mind may be trying to guess what that sentence is. What kind of words could immediately attract money? But wait, before you hear it, you need to understand something clearly. Empty words are meaningless. Phrases without belief are just sounds passing by the ear. You can repeat an affirmation 1,000 times and nothing will change, because words without consciousness are only hollow shells. But when a word is born within you, when it carries the vibration of imagination, reality cannot resist, it must take shape. And the moment you truly step into that experience, you will see everything shift. Understand this, you are not here by accident. You didn't press play on this video by chance. Something in you is ready. Something in you has reached the limit of waiting, of vague hoping, of endlessly asking when it will be your turn. Enough. We are about to cross a threshold, and once you cross it, you will never go back. Because when you see with your own eyes how quickly reality bends to the inner voice, you won't be able to pretend you don't know. It will become part of who you are. Neville Goddard taught that the thoughts, feelings, and state you carry within are the mold for the reality outside. You cannot continually sow images of lack and insecurity in your mind and expect reality to return wealth and peace to you. The universe does not respond to your pleading, it only responds to the state you are living in. This is why Neville said creation is finished, meaning every possibility, every reality, every outcome already exists in the infinite field of potential. The issue is not that you must struggle to create them. The issue is whether you dare to choose a reality and declare, "It is mine right now." Let me be direct with you. You don't need another get-rich tip. What you need is an identity shift. Because if, inside, you still believe you are lacking, then even if you receive a sum of money or an opportunity, you will find a way to return to your starting point. But when you truly change your identity, from one who waits to one who owns, every decision, action, and opportunity in your life will begin to orbit that new state. And this is the foundation for understanding Neville's secret sentence, because it isn't a spell. It is the declaration of a new identity. But now let me emphasize one more thing, that imagination does not stand alone. It needs a vehicle to step out into the world, and that vehicle is your word. Neville Goddard called words the garment of consciousness. They clothe your idea with a form so it can enter reality. But remember, only words clothed with feeling have power. Empty words, lacking soul, are just meaningless echoes. Think back. How many times in your life have you heard phrases like, "Our family doesn't have enough money for that," "We can't aim higher," or "People like us can't really get rich"? You thought they were just passing remarks, but in reality, they became prophecies, quietly writing the script of your life. Each of those sentences planted seeds in your subconscious, and you grew up in a garden full of seeds of lack. No wonder that when you entered life, you found it hard to receive abundance. The old script is still running in silence. The good news is, you can rewrite the script. Every sentence you speak from today on is a new seed. When you speak with belief, with full feeling, you are sowing a prophecy for yourself. And that seed, if repeated in the right emotional state, will sprout into reality. Ask yourself, how many more seeds of poverty do you want to sow? Or are you ready to sow powerful words like, I have enough, I am blessed, I am living in abundance? My dear friend, now that I've shared with you that every word is a seed and a prophecy over your own life, I want to place in your hand the key sentence, the sentence that has changed countless lives. Neville Goddard called it the key that opens the door to wealth. It's so simple you might ignore it, but its power lies precisely in that simplicity. The sentence is, I have it now. Pay attention. When you say I will, I want, or it's coming, you unintentionally push the blessing into tomorrow. You're telling the universe, I don't have it yet, and so you remain in the state of not having. You can wish, you can pray, you can hope, but all of that keeps you trapped in the loop of waiting. How many years have you promised yourself? One day, and as you can see, that day has never arrived. But when you say, I have it now, you are no longer begging, no longer waiting. You are pulling the future into the present. You step into the role of a person who already owns, already lives in abundance, already holds the result in hand. And when you truly feel that sentence, you'll notice a clear inner shift. Your body relaxes, your breath lightens, your heart fills with a quiet peace mingled with joy. That is not baseless imagination. It is the energy signal you are emitting, and the universe only knows how to respond to that signal. But remember this, the sentence is not a mindless mantra. It only has power when it wears the garment of emotion. Neville Goddard emphasized a simple truth many overlook. Feeling is the secret. Repeating the sentence mechanically, like a machine, will bring nothing. But when you fuse it with elevated feeling, joy, relief, certainty, your subconscious immediately registers it as a new reality. Let me guide you through a simple yet potent exercise. Tonight, when you have a quiet moment, close your eyes, take a deep breath, then imagine what you long for. The balance in your account lighting up, a check placed in your hand, or streams of money flowing toward you. Don't merely see with your inner eye, feel with your heart. The sensation of holding the money, the relief of paying every expense, the joy of giving without fear of lack. As you visualize, whisper slowly, I have it now. You'll know you've entered the right state when your body starts to release, when the pressure lifts off your shoulders, when a quiet certainty wells up from within. It's not a fleeting excitement, but a deep conviction, like your trust that the sun will rise tomorrow. In that very state, the subconscious opens, and reality begins to shift to match the signal you're transmitting. My dear friend, at this point, you understand that I have it now is not merely a declaration. It is an identity shift. And that is exactly the principle Neville Goddard called living in the end. What does it mean? It means you don't wait for proof before believing. You believe first, and the proof follows. You don't stand outside the door of life knocking and pleading. You walk straight into the room as if it already belongs to you. Imagine this. When you carry within you the state of someone who already has, every decision you make is calmer. Every opportunity becomes clearer to you, and the way you communicate changes. Others will feel it, and they will begin to treat you in the very way you are treating yourself. This is not self-delusion. This is the law of life. The outer world is only a mirror reflecting the identity within you. I want you to think about the difference between two identities. A person who carries the belief, I lack, and a person who carries the belief, I have. The first always acts in fear, makes decisions from a defensive position, and therefore only attracts more lack. Meanwhile, the second, the one who firmly believes, I already have, walks lightly, receives, and chooses from a place of abundance. And the miracle is that when they live this way, unexpected arrivals begin to show up. A sum of money that seems random, an invitation to collaborate, a job handed to them that they didn't even have to apply for. But the question arises, how do you maintain that state amidst the endless worries of daily life? This is where the ritual of anchoring the state is needed. Because if you don't anchor it, you will easily be pulled back into old patterns of thinking, lack, doubt, fear. And Neville Goddard pointed to a practice that is simple yet incredibly powerful. Write, speak, and sleep in the state of already having. First, begin with writing. Not writing about what you want in the future, but writing in the present tense, as if it has already happened. For example, I have $100,000, 0 cents in my account right now. Or, I have signed a new contract that doubles my income. Writing it out like this doesn't just bring clarity, it sends a direct command to the subconscious. Black ink on white paper is evidence, and when you sign beneath it, you are signing a contract with yourself. Then comes the bedtime ritual. You only need 3 to 5 minutes. Lie down, breathe deeply, and let your body relax. Then repeat the phrase, "I have it now," in that drowsy state right before sleep. This is the golden time because the subconscious is most open, and what you plant in this moment takes root deeply, like seeds gripping fertile soil. Finally, carry this state into your daytime. When you go shopping, don't look at an item with the eyes of, "I don't have enough money." When you check your account, don't look at the numbers and sigh. Train yourself to see it with the eyes of someone who already has. When making decisions, ask yourself, if I were wealthy, what would I choose? This is how you turn a phrase into a lifestyle, and a lifestyle into reality. My friend, at this point, you know how to write, speak, and sleep in the state of "I already have." But I want to be honest with you, this path is not always smooth. There will be days when the old mindset drags you back. You will look at your bank balance and sigh. You will find yourself comparing with others, seeing them have more while you have less. You will hear the voice in your head whisper, "Maybe it's all just an illusion." That is the sign that you are slipping out of state, and you must recognize it immediately. So how do you recover? Don't fight it by blaming yourself or forcing fake positivity. Instead, simply pause. Right where you are, breathe in deeply, exhale slowly, then gently repeat, "I have it now." Don't just say it with your mouth. Let each word soak into your body. Repeat until you feel your body begin to release, your heart beat calm, and a quiet peace rise within. That's when you've returned to the right state. The key I want to stress to you is this: don't force emotion. You don't need to strain yourself to believe, nor do you need to shout to convince yourself. Real feeling never comes from pressure. It comes when you relax, when you trust, when you allow yourself to receive. Like water flowing, it doesn't need you to push. It only needs you to open the way. I've seen many people fail not because they lacked belief, but because they tried to force belief. They turned it into a battle instead of a surrender into peace. And you know what? That peace is where true power arises. When you whisper, "I have it now," in a relaxed state, both your mind and body believe. And when you believe, reality can do nothing else but bend to reflect that belief. My dear friend, after everything we've journeyed through together, I want you to remember a simple formula, powerful enough to shift your entire life. Right words plus right feeling plus consistency equals manifestation. This is not some distant philosophy. It's a tool you can use today. All this time, you've been waiting for your paycheck to grow, waiting for opportunity to knock, waiting for change to come from the outside. But the truth is, you are no longer the one who waits. The moment you speak, "I have it now," with genuine belief and feeling, you step into an entirely new role, the one who possesses. You no longer beg, you declare. You no longer chase, you embody. And when you embody, the outer world has no choice but to mirror the new image. I want you to understand this. The universe does not respond to weak pleading, but it will bow to a declaration spoken from a changed identity. The difference is like night and day. The one who waits is forever dragged along in hope. The one who possesses simply lives in the reality of what they've chosen. So don't delay. Don't say, "I'll try next week," or "When I see proof, I'll believe." If you do, you're sending the signal of a lack. Start tonight. When you put pen to paper to write your affirmation, when you close your eyes before sleep and speak, "I have it now," with peace in your chest, you've planted the seed. And if you continue to nurture that seed with belief and consistency, it will grow into the harvest you've longed for. In my view, the power of "I have it now" is not in external magic, but in an inner revolution. You switch roles from one who lacks to one who already has, and the universe mirrors that role. When I tried living from the end, the first thing that shifted wasn't money. It was financial self-respect. How I spent, negotiated, and seized opportunity. The results followed, sometimes unexpectedly, but always logically, because the new identity drew them in. This is the end of our sharing. Everything here is purely personal experience. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or want to share your thoughts and feelings about the video, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback and questions so we can discuss and grow together. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to help spread this valuable knowledge.